Three, two, one, go. Oh, what do you like?
Hi, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you doing today, Paul?
I'm fine, Jane. We've only not spoken for 2 hours, but I've already missed you.
It's been terrible.
No, yeah.
Hey,
I'm
it
waiting for
stopped
you. Right?
snowing, so there's no more snow, and
Yeah.
it melted too.
Yeah, it looks. Although when I see your house, it looks like kind of like that, to be honest. Your house looks very, very white and bright.
Yeah, I got lots of windows in my kitchen, so it's bright. Yeah,
Yeah,
I like that.
cool. Yeah.
So you want to
Uh,
introduce yourself?
I will. So, hi guys. My name is Paul, and I am from Ireland. And at the moment I am living in Florence, and I work in my English school in Firenze. So nice to meet you, and please introduce yourselves. And Jane, of course, tell us about you.
Hi, I'm Jane, and I work with Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And we work in Florence at the Baracca, my English school, via Baracca. And I'm a teacher.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm originally from the United States, from New York. And you will get to hear the difference between an Irish accent and an American accent because I'm American and Paul is Irish. So there you go.
Absolutely. And Jane, can you tell me what is a request?
I think a request is when I ask for something. Or I ask you for something, right? Isn't that a request?
I think that's correct. And what type of like language do we use for making requests? Are there certain modal verbs that we can use?
Yeah. Yeah, there are some modal verbs. Let me think. I think we could use can
Hmm.
or could or
Okay.
would
Yeah.
or yeah, I think those are the ones that we use most of the time. Those are the
Absolutely.
modal verbs we use a
Yeah.
lot, right?
And could and would. Thank you so much. Okay.
Mm,
Hello,
yeah.
Sabrina. Welcome to the lesson.
Yay! Hi, Sabrina.
Sabrina from Genoa. Genoa. Where's Genoa? Is it north or south?
It's north, and it's going to be north of Tuscany,
Hmm.
and it's on the coast.
Oh, is it
And
nice?
Genova, oh, it's a beautiful city, right, Sabrina?
In the north.
Forza Genova, right? In the north. Oh, I've got Claudio from Bari. Hi, Claudio.
Cool. Welcome, guys. Welcome to the lesson. And
Welcome.
Bali is very in the south.
Yes, Bari is very far south. It's
Wow.
in the area, the region of Puglia. And I
Oh,
love Claudio. I love Puglia. I'm a big fan. So
I'm. I definitely need to go to. Hopefully in August or
yeah,
September.
I'm going in August. I have already made my plans.
Let's go together.
Yay!
I will go. I will
You could
actually go with
come.
you.
You could
No, I
come.
would. I would absolutely, and I would like
Yeah.
to invest. I don't know, like back into it. Like the first thing I'm doing when we finish is I want to go to like some of my favorite restaurants and invest, like buy myself a wine and have dinner.
Let's have a party
Yeah.
somewhere. Right? Let's throw a party, like finally out of our
Ah,
homes with good wine and good food, right?
yeah.
That sounds like a
Sounds good.
great idea. Yeah.
And Sabrina, what is like the typical food? And Claudia, what
Ooh.
are like the typical things to do in Genoa, and Bari? Like, what are typical things? Like in Ireland, we go to we go out for a drink in the pub. So we kind of live a very quarantine lifestyle. Actually, Ireland's
Very
such a
nice.
quarantine country. Actually, it's true
Okay,
though.
but in Bari and in Geneva, no.
No.
Everybody's out, right?
Yeah.
Everybody goes out. I've been to Bari and I've been to Genova. I've been to
Okay.
both. Yeah.
Good. And it says here in body, it snowed yesterday. It's a bit, yeah, it's a bit strange, okay? Because strange,
Strange.
what's
Yeah.
stranger, Jane?
Stranger is somebody you don't know.
Yeah,
Huh?
strange.
Right?
Yeah, it's correct. And strange is the adjective. Very good. Um,
Yeah.
so in Genova, the typical food, I think the typical food is
Absolutely.
because food is on. So
Yeah.
the typical food is pasta with pesto. Oh yeah, that's my favorite. And
Absolutely.
what's focaccia? Maybe my pronunciation is terrible.
Oh, I've got Priscilla. Hi, Priscilla from Salerno. Welcome. Welcome.
Your your audio, Jane, is kind of in and out. Like you sound a
I
bit
know. It's
robotic
crazy.
sometimes.
Oh, Lord. It's just unbelievable.
Yeah, Priscilla from Salerno. Very nice. Welcome. Okay, the typical food.
Oh,
Ah,
is raw
the,
seafood.
just a little
Mm,
correction, Claudio. The typical food is raw
is, yeah.
seafood.
Yeah.
Okay, the typical food is. Okay, good job. Excellent.
È crudo, eh? È crudo.
Ah, yes, raw food. All right. So, making requests. So, Jane, can you please read?
Sure. Making requests. In this focus activity, making requests, using modal verbs, and being polite.
Hmm. So, as we said above, making requests, we use our typical modal verbs that are, Jane, can you remind us?
I think we said can, could, would, and that's about
Another,
it. What's another one? Can you think of another one, Paul?
do you mind? I think. Do you mind?
We wouldn't really say that's a modal verb, though.
Oh, okay, yeah. Sorry, excuse me. But it's a
That's
polite
okay.
request.
It's a phrase. Okay, so this is the thing. If I want Paul to do something, I could say, Paul,
Yeah.
shut the door. It's not very polite.
No.
Okay, so
Calm down, mate. Calm down.
okay, so um, I think that what we're trying to do is find ways that we can ask someone to do
Yeah.
something in a way that's kind. So
Yeah.
I could say, Paul, can you shut the door?
Yeah. Can you shut the
Okay,
door? Of course. Absolutely. Yeah.
all right.
So very
Or
good.
would you
Can you
shut the
shut the
door?
door? Yeah. Would you shut
And
the
it
door?
makes it just a kinder request instead of not using a modal or
Mm.
a phrase.
Okay,
Then it
Sabrina.
becomes more, mm,
Oh, sorry.
no, no,
Sabrina has asked a question with may. Okay, that is a good question. May is a modal verb, but may, Sabrina, and Jane, you can correct me on this, is used for permission, in my
yeah,
opinion. For
it's
example,
permissive.
yeah, may, and we use it generally in more formal contexts, like
Mhm.
formal context,
Yeah,
um,
totally.
with when you ask for permission. When
Mhm.
you ask for permission.
Yeah.
Often people have this debate of can or may for permission. I use
Yeah.
can. I mean, may
Well,
for me
okay,
it's just
so
formal.
when I was young, I would say, Mom, can I go to the bathroom? Can I
Yeah.
go to the ladies' room? And she would say, No, Jane. The question is may.
Okay.
So I think that the language has evolved.
Mm.
I think now we say can, and it's accepted, and we can use it
Yeah.
for asking permission. It's
Okay.
like the same with you and I.
Okay.
You said a couple times today, you and me, Jane
Okay.
and me. It's
Jen and I.
accepted. It's it's accepted now. So we
Yeah.
accept it as a correct form.
Okay. Thanks. All right. So moving on. So So guys, oh, it's a bit difficult here to see. Okay. So Jane, can you read, please?
Sure, making requests. You're
Ah.
at a friend's house and you want a glass of water. How can you request it? Okay,
Hmm.
so what do you guys think? How can you request a glass of water? What
Mm-hmm.
would you say?
Yeah. And the second situation is you'd like to open the window in a cafe and you want to make sure you won't bother the person sitting. I don't know if the guys know the word. It's called uh, nearby.
Mhm.
How can you ask if it's okay? So nearby. Okay. And finally, the last, can you read, Jane, if you can see?
You want to ask a salesperson for a shoe in your size. How do you ask?
Very good. Okay. So
Okay, I want to
Sabrina.
pull up the answer to Sabrina came up with the answer uh, for the first one.
Mm-hmm.
So, can I have a glass of water, please? Fantastic. Perfect way to make a request. I agree. You can say
Absolutely.
that.
Yeah. Can I have a glass of water, please? Yeah, that's a nice way of asking.
Yeah,
Yay, Claudio.
probably. So perfect.
Andiamo. Yay.
Okay,
Just
perfect. Can I?
remember capital I. Okay, capital I. And I have a glass of water, please. Okay,
Proceed.
good guys.
Could I
Now
have a
the
glass
second.
of water?
Oh,
Even more formal. Sorry, Paul. Go ahead.
no, no, nothing. Speak away, my friend. Speak away.
Priscilla, even more formal. And remember, please do not forget the I. So we have. All right. Let's see what pulls up there, Paul.
Okay. Could I have a glass of water? And here it says, "Hi, may I have, or may I take a glass of water?" That could be true as well.
Mhm. Let's stick with the modals that we're using today, which would be can, could, or would, and then we've got certain phrases that
Yeah.
we use. Okay.
May in this context, remember if Jane is, imagine I'm a student and Jane is the teacher, okay? Then I say, Jane, may I go to the bathroom, please?
Yes, you may.
Okay, so if you think of that context, Nancy, may in this context is not correct just because you're asking for permission, okay? When the difference between permission and a request is when you basically uh
Want something from
yeah,
someone,
thanks.
no?
Exactly. And permission
Yeah.
is when you need to do something.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a little different.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Jane. You helped me on that one there.
Ah.
Um,
Okay. So if you click, we can pull up the first answer. If
yeah.
you click,
So
great.
could I open the window? That is correct. Brilliant. Okay, that is correct because it's used as a polite request. Okay, so very,
Yeah.
very good. Okay, excellent. All right. And guys, number the third, you want to ask a salesperson for a shoe in your size. How do you ask? Any ideas for the third?
No, do you agree, Sabrina? Okay. Let us. Can you do me a favor, Paul? Can you
Yeah.
click so we can get the answer to the first one and to the second one?
Yeah, absolutely. So, whoa, trying to find them. Maybe here. Can I?
No, I need you to click on the slide so we can have the answers on the slide.
Oh, okay. I'm asleep. Okay, so these are the answers.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Oh,
could I
look,
have a glass of
hey,
water?
do you mind? I love it. They used, do you mind if I open the window?
Mm,
I love that.
yeah. So
But Sabrina, I think you can also say that it's still correct. Sabrina, let's pull yours up here. I would like to open the window. Not do you agree,
mm,
but is it okay?
yeah,
Is
and
it
it sounds
okay?
yeah, it sounds better. Now, when you start the sentence with "I would like to open the window," that's fine, but that's not a question. That's like
That's
if
not
you
a
listen to the
question.
affirmative, if you listen to the affirmative form, it's like I'd like to open the window. It's not a question. However, you could say would, if you notice the difference in the intonation. Would you mind? So
Ah,
would
nice. I
you
like it. But write it.
would
Would
you
you
mind
mind?
if I open the window? Okay, so there is a little difference. Would you mind if I open the window? And I'd like to
Love
open the window. It's the intonation. Okay.
it. What about it?
Yeah, we both wrote at the exact same
I
time.
know.
It's all right, Sabrina. Don't be sorry. We appreciate you
No
participating.
problem,
That's the
Sabrina.
main
We
thing.
yeah, we really need these. So keep coming in with these sentences because it's very helpful. It's very
May I,
helpful for the class.
Nancy? May I open the window, please? Okay, this is correct if it's in a classroom and you're asking for permission. But as a request, it
Yeah,
depends.
Nancy, we're gonna stay away. Let's try to stay away today, just for today. Let's stay
Yeah,
away from may. Let's
yeah,
use other words. So,
yeah.
Nancy, I'm gonna ask you to not use may again in today's class, just because I want you to get used to making requests.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Remember, may is for permission,
Mm-hmm. Cool.
not for requests. Okay. So let's try to do it today without may.
All right.
Okay. Thank you.
Let's move
Oh, okay.
on.
So this was the last one. It was more difficult for me. I thought that was more difficult. You want to ask a salesperson about for a shoe size. Can we just read that, Paul? Okay.
Yeah, it just says, could you check if I have this in a size 8 for me? Oh, yeah. In a size, maybe they're confused with the in a size. So, could you check? Maybe we can make it easier. This shoe size for me.
Okay. That's good.
The
You could say that also. Definitely.
shoe size for me.
All right.
That's a question. Interesting. Yeah,
Yes.
and as Jane said here, may is for permission, not for requests. Okay, because here I want something. I want to check. Okay, could I have this dress in other sizes, please? I think so. Could I?
Could I try?
Yeah, could I try? Yeah, could I try this dress? Or could you check the size of this dress for me? Okay, that would be the correct answer. But very
Okay.
good use of could. Okay,
Very good,
again,
Nancy. Nicely
when you're
done.
making
I like it.
just when you're making questions, as you probably know, just use a capital C. It's important that we promote punctuation as well. Okay, but very, very good, guys. Excellent.
Awesome.
Okay, so Jane, what do we use for modal verbs?
I think we said can, could,
Yeah.
and uh, would you? That's yeah. Would you mind? Oh, I love these. Is it okay if?
Yeah.
Hmm. Is it okay?
Sorry. I think,
Could you please share
yeah,
with
I use
me?
it. As I said, guys, this is like, I would call this, I will define this as Irish English because we are the nation that is so polite. Irish
You
English
are.
here. All of these requests. No, because
Yeah.
it's we're known in Ireland, especially in Cork. We are very very polite, and even sometimes I remember before. I always tell the story to kind of define how polite Irish people are. Before I returned home for 2 weeks, and my dad said, "Paul, is it okay if I cook you some steak and vegetables because we don't have pasta?" And I said, "Yeah, no problem." I mean, I was just happy to have the food itself. But my dad, for example, is so polite. Even when he talks to me, it's unusual. It's like, "Is it
Really?
okay?" Yeah, it's how I was educated, like just to be polite all the time. I
Wow,
guess
it's
I guess
wonderful.
it's a
Love
good
that.
thing, But sometimes maybe it's a bit too much, But
I prefer it to be a little bit more polite than,
yeah.
I don't know.
Like even when I'm speaking to our boss Lisa and work, and I always see that she has many things to do. I always say, "Is it okay? Do you mind if?"
Hmm.
It's just it's my way of like
Yeah.
communicating, and I think it's important. What do you think,
I
Jane?
think it
When
is
do
too.
you?
Yeah, I think it is too. With our boss, I try to use very polite
Hmm.
phrases, and I've noticed that not everybody does. So, which is interesting because
I
I've read some texts, and I thought, not so polite.
okay. What about your kids, Jane? When you want your kids to do something for you, like clean their room
Uh,
or I don't know, stop watching television or come home a bit earlier. What type of language do you use?
it depends. Sometimes, sometimes I do use a quite polite request with my children.
Okay.
Uh, I think that when I become irritated, I don't. I don't. I think if it's like the second time I've asked something, then I don't use that language. But I know that I usually ask politely when I need them to do something, and I do use
Okay.
could a lot,
Yeah.
or would you please? And I
Yeah.
also thank them at the end. So. Oh,
Yeah.
so Nancy, you're coming up with some great sentences. I really appreciate this, Nancy. Let's take a
Mhm.
look at her sentences. Love it. Could I borrow your umbrella, please? Yes.
Excellent.
Fantastic. Perfect. Just remember your capital letters at the beginning of the sentence.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. We have.
Capital C.
Can I ask? I'd say preposition. Can I ask for some information? That's correct. Very good. I would use some.
Priscilla?
Jane, are you? Ah,
Yes,
yeah.
I'm here.
You just froze for a minute and then you came
Could
back.
you
Okay.
Oh no, it's crazy, right? Could you help me for a minute, please? Yes, Priscilla. Perfect. Well done. Good punctuation.
Yeah,
Perfect.
loving the punctuation. I'm a big fan of that.
Yeah,
Excellent. So yeah,
after the minute comma.
yeah,
All
that's
right.
correct. Very good. And yeah, Nancy says, "Can I ask?" Yeah, as you said as well. And I like the use of some because sometimes students get confused.
I
They,
know.
so
Hmm.
some can be used in affirmative, guys. We often think any. No, some is possible when you respond yes or no. Sabrina, yes, it is. Is it okay if I cook for everybody? Oh, please.
Yes, Sabrina, please. I'm waiting.
Yeah, send me on some pasta and
Pesto. Yeah,
pesto and
we're
pizza,
waiting for you,
carbonara.
Sabrina.
Absolutely. What's your favorite thing to cook? That would be wonderful if you could tell us. Okay.
Yes.
So yeah, these are polite requests, guys, and it's important because you use them in work as well. So this is definitely business English. I would definitely say it's business English when you use these phrases. In case they're
Yeah.
wondering.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, as I said, feel free to write as many questions as you can. I mean, we're not going to kill you. So do you mind if you write more phrases? That would be great. Ah,
Okay.
okay, moving on. So, here we have could you please as well. Okay. So, um
I
here.
love this exercise. And we're going to have Nancy and Priscilla and Sabrina. I want you all to be writing these sentences. We're going to ask you to transform these sentences into more polite sentences. So even more, a little bit more formal and polite. So
Absolutely.
number one is bartender, I want a mojito, which is probably what I would say. But Paul, go
Yeah,
ahead.
but you wouldn't. But to be fair, Jane, you would never say I want a mojito, would you?
Absolutely. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
No, I'm just
So
kidding.
I think, guys, can you think of a polite way? Never say I want a mojito, okay? Number two, it says, waitress, bring me a menu. Jesus, no, never.
Yes. Jesus, no. Mom, I want a glass of water.
Ah, I need to make a copy of this document and, well, repeat.
Repeat what you said.
Hmm. So, guys, how can I make these polite requests? And again, this is a type of language you use in work, or especially if you're abroad and you're in Spain and you're near the beach in Malaga and the sun is shining and you're outside and
Woo!
you're.
Look at that, Sabrina. What? That's fantastic. Excuse me, bartender. I would like a mojito if it is possible, please. I love it. Fantastic.
I can't go up when you're shouting like.
It's the enthusiasm. My children tell me to shut up. Not very polite.
Yeah, Priscilla,
Okay.
that's good. Could I have a mojito, please? Yep,
Yes,
absolutely.
yes. Okay.
I even
Um,
think it's possible to say I'd like a mojito. I'd like a mojito is very natural as well. Hmm. Nancy says, "Would
okay.
you give?" I think give is a bit aggressive.
Mm, yeah, I wouldn't use give, Nancy. It's
Yeah,
we can find another way. Excuse me. Um,
could
could I
have.
have a mojito, please?
Yeah,
Mm, okay.
because give is like very forceful, and you never use give when you request anything. Like,
Yeah.
well,
It's like
could you?
your
Well,
children
okay.
saying, "Give me.
Could you
I
give me?
want."
Yeah, could you give me the pen? Yes, but like with food, I don't think it's possible to say. Could you give me a sandwich? No. Could I have or could I get?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'd like
Mm-hmm.
to order. They're like typical phrases you use when you're ordering in a restaurant. So
Yeah.
could you give me? It's like very direct, you know. Could I have?
You know
Uh,
why? Because I think in Italian you could say you would use that verb, and
how?
so
What would you
well,
say in Italian?
mi scusi, mi dà
Mm,
un mojito, per
yeah,
favore.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think the problem is that there's a translation that we wouldn't use it in necessarily that verb in English.
Absolutely.
Hmm?
Absolutely, I agree with you. And it says here, in Spanish, so you say me das or me pone,
Uh,
me
same.
trae.
So it's
It's
the
the same.
same. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Um,
Can I
very good.
have menu, please? Yes, Priscilla, nice.
Can I have?
Would you
I would say
mind?
a menu or the menu. Well, it depends actually. Actually,
You could say a menu. If you're
Yeah,
talking about in
can I have a
general, a
menu?
menu.
Yeah.
Or if you're talking about their menu, you'd say the menu.
Yeah, so if it's specific, you can say the menu or a menu. Okay, that's correct. Very good. Excellent. Um,
Sabrina, would you mind bring me a menu? What about that, Paul? What
do
do
you
you
mind
think?
bringing me?
I think we need the gerund, don't you? I think we need the
Yeah, oh,
gerund.
yeah. Yeah. So would you mind? It's a phrase that's used with the verb ing. Okay, so would you mind bring? We'll see if she can understand the answer. I'll leave a little space. But what is the gerund of bring?
Bringing.
Ah, let's see if
So,
she knows. And I would say please at the end of every request. Just I think it's important. She probably knows that anyway. But just please is always encourage, guys. I
yeah,
think
but
it's important.
nobody wrote also the first word, waitress. And I don't know if it was, why is that?
Interesting. All right, guys. Number 3. If you've got a daughter or a son,
Ah,
mom, I want a
horrible.
glass of water. So, Jane, what happens if your kid says to you, "I want a glass of water"?
I'm like,
Do
well, then
you?
you stand up and get yourself some.
That's
Sorry.
true. No,
No.
no, that's true.
Yeah, they learned from a very young age that they can't use that verb. They can't say I
Mm,
want. So, Priscilla, nice try,
yeah.
but I don't think we use it. I'm going to pull it up. So, what do you think about that one, Paul?
Might. It's a good question. Might is not possible because we use might as a future possible situation. Modal verb, for
Yeah.
example, tomorrow it might rain. Tonight I might go out. So it's not really used as a request. You could say like,
No.
yeah, you could say to your mom like, "Oh, I might have a drink of beer later." You could use it in that context, but that's talking about a prediction for the future, basically.
Yeah, and also I think it's very British if you use it in a question. You could say, "Might I have a glass of water, please?" But that's very, very British,
Very
don't
British.
you
We
think?
would never, ever, ever say that in Ireland. Never. We would just
Oh,
say,
really?
"No,
Oh,
might I?"
fascinating.
Yeah,
Fascinating.
no.
No,
I
we
would
would
never
never
use.
say
I would
that
never use
in American.
might in a question.
Yes, but also in American English, I would never say that.
Nah,
But I know that in England they do say, "Might I have," and use it in a question.
I wouldn't even encourage my students to learn
Yeah,
that structure
yeah.
because
Okay.
generally we use. Yeah, so I have a glass of water. Just seeing some
Can
more
we
examples.
click on the slides to see
Absolutely,
how they said it?
absolutely.
Thanks, Paul.
You see, guys, also when you notice the way me and Jane speak, we always ask each other polite um polite requests.
Yeah, I didn't
You
even
know,
realize
she
it.
said like, "Oh, could you check?" or "Can you read?" You know, we give each other instructions. So have a listen. You know, when you guys also do your webinars with other teachers, listen to those. Listen to the teacher interaction.
Because the way we speak to each other is usually the way we would speak to each other every day. Do you know what
Absolutely.
I mean? I think it is. Okay, so let's take a look
Okay.
at those. So number one, could I please have a mojito? Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or could I have a mojito, please? Please can go like before, it can go between the subject and the verb, or it could go at the end of the sentence. Number 2,
Yes.
would you bring me a menu? Okay, that's fine. Number 3, mom, could I have a glass of water? Yes. Or we also had
Mhm.
another example up here about a glass of water. Uh,
Can I have a glass of water? Right there, Sabrina. Can I have a glass of
yeah.
water? Yes.
Good.
Nice, Sabrina.
And I heard, I think I read a comment, someone saying, "Mom, I'd like a glass of water, please." Yeah, I'd like is definitely,
Oh,
I'd like is just a safe structure, guys. I'd use it a
oh,
lot.
always,
I'd like,
always.
it's just polite, it's easy to use. So I'd like a glass of water. I'd like um, some garlic bread. I'd like some pesto. I'd like a mojito, a bottle of wine. That's
Nancy, well done for also for the next one. Oh, I want to get this up. Why am I not?
this one.
There it is. Do you
Oh,
mind if I make hey, it's me. Okay. Do you mind if I make a copy, please?
hmm,
Perfect.
yeah, it's great. Like
Great. Well
we
done,
would,
Nancy.
yeah, we would say that in work as well. Like, do you mind if I make a
Mhm,
photocopy? If we need to
mhm.
print something. And then we have for Nancy, can you repeat? Okay, we need a preposition here. Can you repeat for me what you are saying? Okay, but very good. Okay, can you repeat for me what you were saying? Excellent. Okay, can you repeat for me what you were saying? I hope you can understand us then.
Nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. Okay,
Good. Excellent, Nancy.
then it says,
Brilliant.
could I make a copy of this document? And would you mind repeating what you said? Yeah. So there are other ways of making sentences. Okay.
Yeah, perfect.
Moving on. Uh-huh.
Using modal verbs, how
Okay.
could you answer each of these requests?
Okay. So now we're doing the opposite. So Jane, maybe if you read red and I will read blue, if that's okay.
Number one, could I come in? Of
Number two,
course. Make yourself at home.
is it okay if I keep my shoes on?
Hmm, so, am I answering that?
No, just reading the, so you're reading red and I'm reading blue.
Would you mind if I used your bathroom?
Is it okay if I help myself to a glass of water?
Could I have
Uh,
some for my drink?
and number six, would you hand me what? What's that word?
Coaster, coaster.
What the hell is that?
What, you don't know what a coaster is?
A glass
Paul. Sotto bicchiere.
coaster.
A coaster is
Ah,
what you put under a glass. A coaster.
wow.
Sorry.
It's all right.
I learned something.
Okay, it's something you put under your glass. Sometimes there's just these, sometimes there are these random words, and I'm like, what?
That's hysterical. Yeah, that was great. I love that.
Okay,
Um, so I guess we're supposed to come up with answers for these. So let's see if anybody could come up with an answer to this request. So
yeah, guys.
number two,
So just put like the number and
yeah,
then the response. So 2 equals, and then tell us your response. I like the phrase there in number one. We'll show you guys the phrases in a minute. Of course, make yourself at home. That is a
mm,
nice that's a nice phrase. Do you often say that, Jane, to your
yeah,
guests?
make yourself at home. Absolutely. Priscilla, you've forgotten something here. Okay. Is it okay if I keep my shoes on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You've got to make sure that you use a preposition at the end of them, because if you just said keep them, it means you are going to have them. It doesn't make sense, because keep them on means tenerli addosso. If you just say keep them, it just means that you have them in your possession.
Okay.
They're yours,
So
right?
keep them on basically means like wear them. Like if you have gloves,
Yeah.
keep them on. Continue wearing them. Or Jane, continue keep your glasses on because if not,
Mhm.
you can't see. Okay.
Yeah, I have
So
to keep my glasses on. Huh?
okay.
If not, I
So
can't see. Very good.
number 2,
Okay.
yes, if you want. It's okay. Like yes, if you want. Yeah, I think that's fine actually. Yes, if you want, or if you want. Yeah, if you want to. Yeah, absolutely. I'm accepting. If you don't mind,
Mhm.
it would. As I said, guys, these are not the answers to these questions are not concrete. So it could be any type of answer, but it just says here, if you don't
Yeah.
mind, it would be better if you took them off. That's the opposite of put
Yeah.
on, take off.
Take off. Oh, so we've got some new phrasal verbs today. Hmm?
Yeah. So as I said, oh, sorry, what's going on here?
Go back a slide and then go back in. It seems to help if, okay, now go back. Yeah.
Can you see now?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
phew, phew, technology.
I've always having these problems. So if you switch back and forth, usually it picks up. Nancy, I don't know if you could say that. I'd rather not. Could you out your shoes there, please? Okay, so there's a couple of issues with this one. Paul.
I'd rather
So
not. Could you? Okay, just try and use as fewer modal verbs as you can. But Nancy, good try. Okay, so
good try, Nancy.
I'd rather not. Short. Just I'd rather not means. Could you put your shoes? Okay, I think I can
I
see the
don't,
logic.
I don't think you can say that. I'd rather not because it says, "Is it
Hmm.
okay if I keep my shoes on?" And then the person responds, "I'd rather not." No, 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 no.
I disagree with you.
I just thought, is it okay if I keep my shoes on?
Is it okay if I keep my shoes on? Oh yeah, yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
If you change it, yeah, if you change the subject, no, yeah, you're right. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. I can't see the logic. Okay, yeah. So Nancy, try and change your modal verb here. I'd rather not. It's like I'd rather not is used for preference. Okay, so for
Yeah.
example, Jane, would you like to um watch a movie tonight?
Oh, I'm sorry, Paul. I'd rather not.
Okay, so that's used for preference. Okay, so I would say, could you put your shoes there, please? Just try and think of a different answer. As Priscilla says, yes, you can keep them on. Okay, so I'm going to just give the answers. Unfortunately, we only have 7 minutes left. So Jane, I will read the question number 3, and you can respond. So, would you mind if I used your bathroom?
Oh, of course not. It's right this way.
Fantastic acting as well, I must say. Amazing.
I'm trying to
Natural.
become a star.
Yeah, you're definitely. Yeah, so absolutely, it's okay. You can use the bathroom. Go ahead. Very good. Yeah, go ahead, Sabrina. We would say go ahead. And Priscilla is correct as well. No problem. You can use the bathroom. Very good, guys. Yeah, go ahead. I like that.
Nice. Go ahead, and it's on the right.
Yeah, it's on the right, or we can also say it's on your right, depending
Mm,
on the.
perfect.
Very good. Go ahead. Okay, go on, Jane. Ask me a question. Number 4.
Is it okay if I help myself to a glass of water?
Sure. The glasses are in the cupboard. You make yourself.
Make yourself at home. Okay. Um,
Okay.
you want to ask
Nancy,
me a
yeah.
question?
2 seconds. Just Nancy's responded here. I don't mind. Full stop. That's fine. I don't mind, provided that you give a full stop. You can keep. You can keep your shoes on.
Your shoes
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
Remember,
Keep.
keep your shoes on.
Yeah, because that's what we call an inseparable phrasal verb, where you cannot separate the. You can keep your
No,
jacket on, keep on your jacket. No, yeah, keep
yeah,
your shoes on.
it's a separable phrasal verb. You can
Oh,
separate it.
oh, you
Mm.
can.
Yeah,
Jesus, lad,
keep
you're
your
complicating things today.
shoes on. Keep your shoes on. Keep
Keep on your
on.
shoes. Keep your shoes
Separate.
on. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. But when all right. But when it's the object pronoun, it goes in the middle. Keep it on. That's the thing. Yeah. Like
Keep them
keep.
on. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
separable.
Okay. But when it's the object, when it becomes like an object pronoun, it becomes in the middle. Like keep keep on your gloves. Keep them on. When it's the them part, when I'm talking about that, it goes in the middle.
Yeah, that's separable.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Okay, that's the next question. Could I have some ice for my drink?
Yes, it's in the freezer. Help yourself.
Good. Okay. And then you want to read the last one?
Yeah, because I don't even know that. I can't remember the word. Would you hand me a
Oh,
coaster, please?
yes, of course. Here you are. Now, seriously, you don't know what a coaster is.
I do know.
You
I just
you never see, I have them all over my house.
okay. So just number 4, Sabrina. Is it okay if I can help myself to a glass of water? Um, okay. This is a bit confusing.
Is it
I
a
would just say
question? Yeah.
I would just use this one. Go ahead. Like of course or sure, go ahead. And then that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Just a short answer. Go ahead, no problem.
Yeah.
Also, guys, notice here that we're using the imperative form as like being natural with our responses. For example, make yourself feel at home. So we use here like the imperative form as like a natural response. So,
All right, I'm going to read this last one here.
uh-huh.
No worry, I'd bring you a glass of water. Okay, so first of all, you could say, don't worry,
Mm-hmm.
comma, I'll
Yeah.
bring you a glass of water. But
Yeah.
here we're not using modals,
No.
okay? We're just using future decisions made, future
Yeah.
spontaneous decisions.
Because you're making it in the moment of when you speak, as Jane was saying.
But
Yes.
that's the only way that we could fix the sentence there, the way you put it. No worry. So you don't say no worry, you say don't worry.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm?
Actually, in Ireland, it's a bit confusing because in Cork, where I live, we say no worries. It's not correct
That's
grammatically
different though.
speaking.
Yeah, but we say that in the United States too. We say no worries. It just means senza pensieri. I
Yeah.
think it's just a way of saying, yeah, it's a little bit different, but it's not necessarily a correct grammatical form.
Cool. So yeah, make yourself feel at home. Don't worry, I'll bring you a glass of water. Okay. So they're what we use, guys, for polite requests. So Jane, we can do a very quick revision of
Okay.
everything that we have learned. So even just staying on this slide, it covers all the modal verbs. So Jane, what phrases do we use for polite requests?
I think we could use can I or could I or
Yeah,
maybe would. Huh?
yeah,
Would you mind?
yeah.
Is it
Excellent.
okay?
Very good. And Jane, may is not possible. Why?
Well, we use may to ask permission for something. Okay, and it's a formal way of asking. Okay.
Very good. And just to clarify, what is a coaster?
A coaster is what you put under this, a glass. It's
Very good.
a bicchieri, and you put it
Very
under
good.
a glass. That is a coaster.
And
And
just
I'm going
remember,
to
guys,
buy some coasters.
Yeah,
Paul.
just remember,
So
guys, make yourself feel at home. Is like the imperative form is used as a natural um, response, and I'll bring you. So when we use the verb will, it's used as a spontaneous decision. Like I'm hungry, I'll make myself a sandwich. I'm thirsty, I'll drink a bottle of water. So guys, that is it for today.
thank
Thank you so much,
you.
Nancy, Sabrina, and
Nancy, thank
Priscilla
you,
for your
Sabrina. Yeah,
contribution.
it's
We
great.
appreciate it. Okay, and
Thank you.
thanks, guys. Have a nice day. Ciao.
Bye, guys.
And broadcast.